People always talk about cherry picking the Bible like it's some modern bad habit, picking out the things that you like from there and, just leaving all the other stuff, like the story of Lot giving his daughters to an angry mob. That stuff we don't need to talk about so much, right? Well, the Bible has always been picked through and given the narrative that whoever was in charge wanted. Like the King James Version of the Bible was edited by 6 committees made up of 47 dudes. And they wanted it to sound grand because it was commissioned by the king. And so they pieced it together based on other versions of the Bible that already existed. And those versions of the Bible had already been pieced together by other people who were doing the same sort of thing. So from the start, it has been pieced together to serve people in power. Kings, church leaders, colonizers, slave owners. They've always decided what's going to get read and what's going to get left out. One example is the Slave Bible. A lot of white people have not heard of this. In 1807, British missionaries working in the Caribbean used a version of the Bible specifically designed to influence enslaved Africans. They removed almost everything that pointed toward justice or freedom, like the story of Moses and let my people go. That wasn't in there. About 90% of the Old Testament was gone, and half of the New Testament was gone too. What remained were verses about obedience. Slaves, obey your masters. Messages about submission and about staying in your place. Most enslaved people did not know how to read. They were not allowed to read. And in some places, many places, it was illegal to teach them to read. How convenient. The Bible was read to them aloud by white missionaries or by hand-picked black preachers that the authorities felt they could trust to teach the edited version of what they wanted them to know. So they read to them from this Bible that was cherry-picked to teach them to obey their masters and to be happy little slaves. Isn't that special? Meanwhile, there were fancy girls being bred, often by their enslavers, graping their mothers to be sold and raped by some other old wretch for life. There were families torn apart because they were believed to not have the same kind of feelings or some evil nonsense. And here's the message I take from this. Don't trust the people in power without figuring out who their authority is. And when I say that, I'm thinking follow the money. If they're referring to the Bible, they're referring to a collection of documents that have been edited for centuries by whoever was in power at the time to fit the desires and the needs of the rich, whose goal was to get richer. One share shows you care about learning the facts. Understand that I am not an expert. I am just an avid learner. You can be one too. Please join me and stay curious.